What up, what up, what up, what up? I'm back. It's been a minute, but I'm back with your barbershop news. I don't have a lot of topics today, but one pending topic that needs to be addressed amongst the barbering community in the profession, and there needs to be a balance between the barbers and understanding with customers who wants to be somebody's client. So as of lately, guys, and once again, shout out to everyone. Let me say this real quick. Not once again, let me say this real quick. You know, I got to get my YouTube swag together because we're getting ready to blow up. Make sure y'all subscribe. I got plenty of barber education to share with several of you. I have 21 years of experience. I need to bless the current community and generation and the next generation with words of wisdom pertaining to this profession. Shout out to Barber Bags Academy, which is my own company, my personal academy that I also have documented and for sale by way of a electronic book. Amen. Praise God for that, huh? Hey, check this out, man. I want to make sure you guys subscribe. I will also put the link in the comment section and also in the description for Barber Bags. The ebook. The ebook will help you learn how to become a six-figure barber if you follow the process. It's not going to teach you how to make $100,000 overnight, but the tools and principles that are in there will help you become a six-figure barber. All right, let's get into it. So, you know, recently I had a buddy of mine reach out to me from Washington State. I'm currently cutting here in Arizona. I plan to reconnect with my people in Washington. It's been a while since I've been up there and serviced a lot of my clients there. But I've been growing the brand Untouchable Cuts here in Arizona. We got a shop in Tempe, Arizona. And so since I've been gone, I left a community of 1,000 people up for grabs for other barbers to take care of. I tried to keep them all in-house at my shop in Tacoma, but, you know, people are going to seek out whoever they want to cut their hair. So anyways, I had a buddy of mine reach out and was like, hey, man, these barbers can't cut. Ever since you left, I've been trying to find someone to give me a decent haircut, and it has been challenging. He said, when I used to get a cut by you, he said, I would go to a grocery store, you know, or the gas station or out in the public, and I would get stopped like 3 to 5 times. Someone would be like, hey, you got a clean cut, bro. Who did that? Man, he got you dialed in. He said, I haven't heard that in a long time since you left. And he's not the only one who has shared this with me. And I don't think that this is just a regional problem. I don't think it's an individual city or a state problem. I think it's a national problem. A national problem. I can only speak to the western side of the world when it comes to this profession. I can't speak on German barbers. I can't speak on African barbers. I can't speak on any other country, you know, Australian barbers. I can't speak on them. But nationally, what has happened is we have a whole new trough of new barbers that has been breeded from YouTube. I would probably say maybe 30% of YouTube and now 70% of Instagram. That is their influence. And upon them looking at their influencers or whoever they find to be their favorite influencer, they're not realizing that that influencer, not all of them, are educators. There's a lot of finessers out there. There's a lot of guys who are uploading 30-second videos and saying, look, I made $2,000 in one day, and they show you all the haircuts that they do, and they do quick small clips, and they edit it, and they put up a graphic, numeric graphic. I don't know what's going on with my words. And $100. I cut him for $100. I cut him for $200. So you got these kids watching this stuff, man. You know, when I say kids, you know, I'm talking about from 15 to 18 and young adults as well, as early of the age of 2021. They're watching this stuff. And I get it. I don't blame them for seeking out influence to learn what's the industry standard. To learn, you know, what is the culture of barbering expecting of me to add to it once I get in the field and in the industry of cutting hair. You know, when I went to barbering school at 19. I graduated at 20. I opened up my first shop around 2021. And during that whole process, between school all the way up until opening up my shop, I remember visiting barbershops, walking in barbershops and looking at, you know, the work of the other barbers and just trying to get a visual insight of what was the industry standard. I was looking at the quality of the haircuts and the timing of the service so that I could know what I was getting into and what was expected of me. Well, it's totally different now. Now you have edited videos and you have folks showing you all of their spray can / sprayer enhancement work, but they're not showing you the preset natural work before actually enhancing their craft or their art, I should say. And so you got these kids who's not seeing the full process, who sees an edited version of the industry, and they're like, oh, is that easy to cut hair? All I got to do is do like a few tapers on the side and the back, do a little bit of blending, and then I can turn around and take a postcard and just spray their forehead, put a white chalk line, and I'm good to go. I'm the hottest in the game, and they're going to give me $100. No. A good barber that aspires to be a master barber, they will give somebody a haircut without any enhancements and still able to produce a straight raw. That's what we used to call it. A straight raw, clean quality cut. Straight raw, clean quality cut. And I've been there because I love to use enhancements. I'm careful not to let the enhancements overtake the haircut, but it does enhance the craft in my artwork, right? That I skillfully apply to someone's head. But there has been times where I'll reach for my spray gun, my color, and a client say, oh, no, I'm good. I don't want that. No problem. I can get you clean, straight, raw, too. But the issue that we're having is one, you got a lot of guys who don't know what in the world they're doing with color because they've only obtained virtual training and watched videos in 30-second clips, but they refuse to humbly go and sit up under another barber and ask them How do I do this? How do I do that? Or even watch and say, now, when you put that color on there, or when you edge him up with that liner, why is it that you use that liner for the temples, or, his hooks, or what y'all call today his C-cups, but then you swapped out for another liner and you used the other liner for his forehead? Why did you use two different liners for a lineup? This type of information is beneficial to an aspiring barber that wants to become a master barber. These guys are not taking time to sit with someone who has mastered enhancements in color. And so they got a spray can right in front of somebody's forehead and spraying on too much, right? That's an issue. And then you got barbers, and I get it, man. Everybody wants their own shop. And the whole ideal of opening a suite has become like this new presented alternative to like, hey, if you don't got the money to open up a whole barbershop, and if you don't have the first and last deposit and the money to buy the equipment, if you ain't got the 10 bands, the $10,000 to open up a shop, all you got to do is go and get you a little room, about 300 square feet, $500 a month, and then just get you one cheap barber chair and a mirror, and you in the game. And then all you got to do is download the app and hand out cards. You in the game. Yeah, you in the game, but who's your influence? Who's your in-person influence? My question is today's barbers even humble enough to sit up under somebody and learn? And if you're not humble enough to physically sit up under someone and learn, are you humble enough to buy ebooks like my educational book, Barber Bags? Learn the system of growing your business, right? Are you humble enough to even buy your favorite influencer that you're following on Instagram and YouTube, who's saying, look, I have videos that show step by step how I'm doing what I'm doing? Are you humble enough to buy their educational videos and take time to learn? We don't have enough studious barbers these days. Everybody wants it fast. Everybody wants to become this successful barber in a heartbeat. And there's no passion. And I'm going to tell you why there's no passion. There's no passion because barbering has now become viewed as the new come up. And anytime you step into any arena or any field as a new come up with no passion, especially if it is a profession that consists of craft, if all you're worried about is, man, I'm about to make some money, you're not going to have the best of craft. You're not even worried or concerned about craft. You just want money. So you got money hungry hair cutters. I can't even call them barbers. Harping on barbershops and harping on customers, hoping that they will become a client and hoping that they would shoot them $50 to $60 for a garbage haircut. And so the clash is, this is terrible, man. The clash even with that is you have a lot of guys who started school and only went for like 4 months. They got that little taste on the weekend of working in an actual barbershop, learn how to do a couple haircuts, dropped out of barbering school. They don't know nothing about sanitation. They don't know nothing about not over zero gapping your clippers to prevent yourself from getting sued. They don't know nothing about holding your razor handle in a position to where you get certain strokes on the face when giving someone a shave. Half of these barbers, I bet you, don't even know how to do a hot towel shave. I bet you half of these new age barbers would be completely lost if somebody walked in their shop with a 5 o'clock shadow and said, look, I need a hot towel shave. I don't want your shaver. I don't want your foil shaver on my face. I want you to use your clipper to get the hairs down, and then I want you to use a fresh razor. Whether you got to use gel or soap lather, use that, and I need a hot towel shave. I bet you half of these barbers would be like, yeah, I don't really be doing those, bro. Shoot, man, I could put this shaver on your face and get it down to the skin if you want. So there's a lot of barbers who have lost, either they have lost the passion or they never had it. They've lost the passion or they've never had it. And I tell you, man, since the pandemic, post-pandemic, 5 years later, you know, we have witnessed like a influx of overnight barbers coming out of everywhere with these outrageous prices. You know, in every market, there's a industry standard. There's a market price. There's a below market price and above market price. And a lot of these guys are not considering what targeted market does their pricing fit. They just want top dollar. I need $200, I'll cut you. Why is that guy giving you $200? Is there something that has been inconvenient for you? Did you have to get out of your bed, gas up your car, drive 20, 30 miles, right? We could justify that. But if you're sitting in someone's shop and thinking you're about to just grow a massive book of clientele at $200 a head, you're not. You're not. You're not. Maybe in Dubai, but you tell me what metropolitan city that has the average household income that would produce you at minimum 50 heads a week, let alone half of that, 25 heads a week. If you want to half that up, 12 heads a week at $200 a pop. And if you're coming every other week, you need double of that type of clientele, almost triple. And the other side of all of this is this, guys. You got cheap customers, man. I'm not going to call them clients because clients they have already consulted. They've already had an experience. But you got folks calling around a bunch of barbershops and they're running into these guys who will say, yeah, I'll cut you, who's a lazy barber. And they're saying, how much you charge for a haircut? All right, click, call another barbershop. How much you guys charge for a haircut? Click, call another barbershop. I mean, they're literally auctioning themselves in a downward manner and sold to the lowest bidder. So you do have, it's crazy, man. You do have a targeted audience who's out there also looking for a cheap haircut. So isn't that a recipe for disaster? Someone looking for a cheap haircut, and then they run into the lazy barber. That's when we run into what? You get what you pay for? So in totality, I want to share, man, our industry, it needs balance. And it's going to be hard to balance it because barbers, because we are artists, we're very opinionated. And we have several different philosophies and ideas as to how business should be ran. We're very sensitive as a generation of people today. So you can barely correct anybody, right? So, you know, our industry needs balance. A lot of the barbers today, They need to get back to the basics and learn what it means to give a precise, basic haircut, and then from there graduate themselves into learning enhancements, and not only just enhancements, all sides of the barber pole, even when it comes to learning how to use your shears, and layer. That's enhancing a skill set within the rhythm or the catalog of your abilities of being a master barber, because you can't claim to be a master barber if you only cut one grade of hair. And that's period. So yeah, man, I said a mouthful. Once again, if you're a barber, I really want to help you learn how to become a six-figure barber. Be sure to click on the link that will lead you to buy my ebook called Barber Bags Academy, Volume 1. To any future client who's watching this on our Facebook page, and you want to become a client, use the link to book us for a haircut. And that's all the news I got for today, man. Barbers, it's time to humble yourself and get educated again. I'm out.